I popped up on Reddit in the Overwatch University, somebody asking for a VOD review on some Lucio gameplay. And I've always kind of toyed with the idea of doing like a little VOD review series on YouTube or something. And I did one about a year ago, and without doing too much advertising, I thought it had some mild success. But I was thinking about doing it a little bit more seriously, and this being the first of that series, I wanted to give it a shot and throw this up on YouTube and just see what happens with it. So this is a Lucio in Platinum, 2800 SR, I believe. Yep, 28 upper 2800s. And we're on Hanamura. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Select your hero.
I have not watched this before doing the VOD review, so this will be completely off the cuff.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Just waking up.
Hello.
Really, I haven't been asleep yet.
Wow, this is a 4 in the morning game. Can't say I've had much luck playing at those hours.
Isn't it like 5 a.m.?
Not quite here. It's 4.
Incoming in 30 seconds. Enough waiting around.
I am loving this.
And you just woke up.
So, first thing I want to point out, the Symmetra sentries. I definitely wouldn't have them at the choke. Ooh, when the sim gets picked early, very early. Where are the tanks? You have a Zarya and what else?
Traded.
Make it purple.
Okay, you do a good job getting the weak tank when you get back to the fight. Not a big fan of where you guys started though, up on that sniper top. Good boop. Forces him to dash. You're punching, that's good.
Just don't go, Reinhardt.
I don't know what happened. What happened to this? Oh, he just died.
Maybe
Let's go back and watch that fight again. So you're on speed boost. I don't know why. You should be healing the Symmetra. Were you on speed the whole time? So you're on heal there.
Helping with Genji on point.
You ask for help. The sim comes to help, and you swap off. Yeah, right there. Right when he dashed back, you should have been healing again. Right there. You should be, as soon as you've got it, amp it up, which you already have. Your E's there. You should be amping up and healing. He's being healed. The orb's right there. You being on speed gives him an advantage now. Everything else you were doing was right, but you should have been healing the sim. If the sim doesn't follow him, then you need to hang with the sim here. You need to keep the fight 2 versus 1. If it's technically 2 versus 2 because he's got the orb. I didn't see if the sim got the Discord or not, but see if we see it on the replay here. You didn't get discorded at all. I don't think. Nope, I don't think. Oh, you did actually get discorded. So yeah, it was a 2v2 and you kind of turned it into, allowed him to pick you guys apart there.
Or a Roadblock.
Make sure you're using Amp It Up, and make sure you're on the right song. So they took that point really quick. Let's talk about how you guys set up.
Really, I haven't been asleep yet.
Let's find a good spot to.
Just woke up.
Okay. Oop. See if we can go back a few frames here. Okay. So I was saying about the Symmetra turrets. What I usually do is everybody likes to put the telly either right here or right here, and then they try to like dive in. Now, granted, that didn't happen in this game, but I find in a lot of Plat games, Diamond games, that's a pretty common strat. So what I like to do is I put the sentries here, here, and here. Sometimes I'll do them in these areas. Sometimes I'll put one. Now keep in mind these dots are meant to be on the inside of the point, not the outside, but I'm working with what I got for visual cue. Sometimes I'll put them lower. Sometimes I'll throw a couple in the corners. Sometimes one above that point. Those are kind of the key areas I like to keep sentries at, not over at the choke here. Now, if I find out that they're not running a sim on attack, then I'll move those sentries up. But I keep them back on the point to keep any potential teleports. If they come through, then the turrets are already burning them down, and it gives you a bit of an advantage on defending it. Now, for as far as where you started, playing up here, I think that's too risky. Now, granted, you're Lucio, so you could get back quick if you get picked up here, but I think it's kind of pointless damage to deal or take. And somebody got picked immediately. Was it the Widow?
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
Oh no, it was Sim. Yeah, Sim just gets picked immediately. Honestly, what you guys should have done here, if you guys want to poke and poke on a little bit of a safer note, playing below here and then speeding them back as they come out of the choke. And then that way you know if they're coming through here or if they're coming around that way. Widow's gonna Widow. She'll be up here regardless. But I think everybody else, I mean, any damage that comes through this window right now.
He just reflected a Widow head.
Is gonna take some kind of, everybody's gonna get hit. Now all those sentries that are at the choke, they did nothing because there's nobody even at the choke to hold them there. So again, you did a good job on killing the Winston right here. We needed to amp it up and the healing. Let's see what the second point brings us.
Comfort the Winston.
Objective.
Or a Roadblock.
Defense point. Objective B.
We're kind of split up. What are we doing?
With the tanks.
Ryan, why?
Not ideal, but it is what it is. Now the fact that Genji has his blade and you're still really far away from having your ult, that's bad. If there's a Genji on the map and you're playing Lucio, you need to be matching their ult charge essentially. You need to have your beat drop as soon as he blades or shortly thereafter. So this isn't good that you don't have that. However, it looks like it's a bad Genji and he did absolutely nothing with his blade, so you got off.
Okay, she went back.
Now I'm gonna be curious what you do with your ult.
I'll speed you. You can survive. Let's go. Let's go.
No, what the f.
Okay, I don't know what this Ryan's doing. Suicidal Ryan. I'd have tried to boop the Winston out of the bubble. I think he kind of tried to do that. He was.
That wall went down at the perfect time.
Let's look. So let's see here. Let's go back a couple frames. So I'm guessing you saw that and wanted to save him. He's about 3/4 of the way. I don't think Swain is being pressured right now. He's got a Zen next to him, but he's trance, so I don't know that he's going to take any damage. I think what I would have done here, I would have swapped to speed. I'd have swapped to speed, and then I would have wall rode around so I could have got there super quick and just tried to heal him. I don't know that I would have ulted there. And then, well, let's see. McCree was kind of close, I guess, but I think I still would have tried to heal there.
Nerf this.
Gotta contest, get on it.
They just team killed us, no one to get on.
Can you?
I'd be curious to see, like, had you have ulted right as that ice wall was going down, if that would have kept some people going. I don't know that it would have, but it might have been worth a shot. That's probably what I would have done. I definitely wouldn't have ulted when I saw that weak guy. Who is Swain?
They just team killed us, no one to get on.
But you guys didn't have a shield.
Anything else and right now?
I've said this to other people, and I'm gonna say it now on this VOD review. If you're defending, if you've got this big square to defend, and they're running a diva, you've got a ticking time bomb waiting to go off somewhere on this point, and if you don't have a shield to defend it, you're in trouble. So you guys do have a Rhine, but if he's dead and the May's dead, you got nothing. So what I would be thinking here is, okay, I didn't have my ult for the Genji, so the Genji blade's gone, and they swapped anyway. So what am I looking to counter ult here? Out of all of this, what am I looking to counter ult? And really, there's only two things to counter ult. I mean, maybe the dragon, depending on where it's placed and what's going on. That's a maybe. Maybe the high noon, depending on what, again, is going on, if there's a shield to block. The only other thing would be the Diva Bomb. If you can land your break it down right after she shoots her ult off. Or you could even make the argument that Lucio might not really counter anything going on, so it might just be a matter of just using your ult and getting to a different hero. They're diving with their tanks, so Brigitte could have been good here too, and then that gives you another shield to play with for blocking the Diva Bomb. And it might give you a little bit more of a stall opportunity.
Gotta contest, get on it.
They just team killed us, no one to get on.
Can you play anything else and right now, dude?
You know, charging people
Prepare to
way out in
attack.
their back line, dude.
Select your hero.
Let's see what your team comp is here. Ugh. Why would you pick Tracer?
Triple tank. Okay.
Okay, good. It's a pretty good team comp. I think, honestly, in a case like this, I would question the Rhine pick here. I would probably have the Rhine go Diva. and just try to match the mobility of these two tanks here. There's really not going to be anybody playing behind the shield other than the Ana and maybe you, but you don't need the shield here. Ana probably could use it, but if they've got 3 mobile tanks diving in, I don't know. Ana might not really get picked that much, at least in a Plat game. That would be my take on this team comp. As far as Lucio goes in a team comp like this, what I would expect you to do is hold your speed amp until you get to the choke, announce that you're going to speed and tell them to go in, and then push with the speed ult, and then after about 3 seconds of being on speed, swap to healing and heal whoever needs healing while trying to land as many headshots and punches as you can. Let's see if you do that.
Come on, let's bring it together.
My friends, lots resources standing around. Glory to be won.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Reinhardt, can you play something
I am
else?
ready to roll.
Since we are playing dive. No.
He plays a lot of Roadhog. Hey, dude, go Roadhog.
5.
Oh, we swapped. Okay, well, hey, that kind of goes to my point. Ryan not really needed here. I don't know that I would have told him to go Roadhog. I get that you're looking at what he's got hours on and all that, but honestly here, Roadhog's going to feed. You're going to be giving somebody, probably 2 people on the enemy team, easy ult charge. But then again, there's a Hammond too, so Diva would have been the right tank to pick here. And honestly, I'd probably rather have Rhine than Roadhog, personally. As long as it's an aggressive Rhine. If it's a passive one, then maybe not. But
Yeah, but Widow is not going to stay behind their shield.
Attack commences. Capture objective A.
so we're not speeding through the choke. Hammond is making space. That's awesome. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. You're going back for the Widow? Shouldn't have done that. Alright, let's... I sense some indecision here. Let's rewatch this. Okay, so you... Wait, I didn't go back far enough. So right here, okay, I sense indecision. You see a hurt Widow. There's a health pack, a Mega right there. Widow's fine. Or Ana can cover it. She's standing right there. Don't worry about the Widow. It's not your job to heal Widow here. What you should have done is gotten onto the point and kept the Hammond going. Because right now, you going back and then realizing, wait, this is probably not the right play, you're now doing nothing. These guys are full health. And they both have the capability of healing each other. And neither one of them right now is really being shot at. The only one that needed your help here, Hammond. And they're about to die. So what you should have done is hopped on here and just started to wall ride all along the top here. Because as Hammond is spinning around the bell, you're kind of spinning with him in your own way. And I'm not saying you would have kept him going forever, but that's where you would have been useful. And then what you could also be doing is when Hammond's got full speed and he's swinging around He can be hard to hit. He's not impossible to hit, but he can be hard to hit. But what would make him a lot harder to hit on top of that is if they've got a Lucio, 1, healing him, and 2, booping people around that are landing consistent shots on the Hammond. So you can obstruct their shots on the Hammond. There's more than one way to keep him going here. That would have been the right play. Now you just hit E on your heals. Nobody really needed the healing here. What I would have done is I would have sped people backwards and said, let's regroup. You're going for a health pack. You should have just went through the choke. But you'll probably be able to get out anyway. Ooh, you got stuck. You could have booped the Zarya past the choke and maybe got her in trouble. Although a couple people died like right as that would have happened, so probably nothing would have came of it anyway. But that's something I would have done or been looking to do. Right now, you guys should all be getting back to spawn, not taking any kind of damage, because now your Winston's in trouble and you can't really heal Winston too well here. McCree's taking damage. Okay, you guys are all together now. You should be speeding. Trying to push.
It's sent you to die with the tanks.
Yeah, see, nobody's going in other than the Hammond, so now the Hammond's just feeding and everybody else is just playing super passive around the choke. The tanks have to create the space here, and you have to help them do that with the speed, especially with the Roadhog. See, Winston's trying to push a bit. You should be with him. I'd have held that maybe. I'd have probably waited until I was on point, like right around here, and then done it. I'd be looking to wall ride more. You kind of dived onto the point by yourself too. Let's watch this again. So I'd be wall riding here. The second I'm in here, I'm wall riding that way or that way. I probably would have went right just because that's where the Roadhog went and he's going to need your help now. And I'd be alternating between speed and heal. You should be going back and forth. Giving them a little speed boost. You know, Roadhog can heal himself a little bit, so he doesn't need you just on the healing song. I'd be going back and forth, back and forth. It looks like you might have been wanting to kind of do that, but then you got hammered down. Had you have been wall riding, you might have been able to avoid that, though. Depends how high up you would have been. Now we've got a... You hit tab, but... What are we running for a team comp now? People have swapped. Okay, so this is a problem. So these tanks, like, have no synergy with each other whatsoever. The Hanzo's got no synergy with the tanks, so that dragon either going to be really big or really useless. I don't mind the McCree, but there's just... The tanks are going to struggle to make space here, and that's the big thing for attacking on Hanamura, is making space. When the Winston dives in, you need to be with him, because there's nothing else that's going to be able to keep him going. So he's going in right now.
There you go, push it, push it.
Okay, you're speeding, that's good.
Ryan's purple, he's one. He's down, go.
I have your back.
My ultimate is ready.
If I were you, I'd have stayed with the Winston, or just simply told him to come back. Okay, which is what you did, but yeah, I don't know what the hell that Winston's doing there. I'm not really sure, unless he's gonna swap, maybe that's what he's gonna do. Nope.
He's sitting up top.
Yikes. Alright, we're gonna ignore that for now. At least you're taxing him back, so you're minimizing what he did.
So let's force the grab and choose any ultimates.
Okay, Winston just dove in on his own. Anna's right with you, so he's not getting healed.
The run's down. Carson's too.
This is gonna make you feel better.
I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts.
Sense one, sense one.
I'd have held the boop. But then again, we get him back so fast now, I guess it doesn't really matter. You're diving in alone. Not good. Yeah. Not sure what you were wanting to do right here. Winston's dead, and he's been dead for a little while. The right play would have been killing the Zen and getting out. So, let's watch this here. I don't know why you didn't follow up on the Zen, actually. For some reason in my head, I thought you killed the Zen. You should have followed up and finished him off, and then just got out.
Sorry, Swamp.
You could have finished him easy, as long as you don't boop him into the health pack. You could have just kept your speed on and punched him.
Yeah, just push my, don't go top.
I need a doctor. I need a doctor.
Just go, push mine, push mine. They don't have trans, they don't have graph.
He's saying go top. Half the team's going bottom, so it's just people aren't listening to the comms, or they're not agreeing with them.
Run down, run down.
You gotta start swapping songs more. Flipping back and forth between the two at more appropriate times would be a big benefit to your Lucio play. Oh, I hate when that happens. You had the right idea, but all right, let's go back and rewatch some of this. So okay, so you amp it up here, which is a good idea. You get on the Rhine, you try to boop him in. Honestly, I think the only thing I could really nitpick on is just not knowing somebody was up there. Just trying to be a little bit more aware of the surroundings, but that's kind of nitpicky. Deanna got him slept. Too bad she couldn't do that a second earlier. And unfortunately, that cost you an ult. You weren't even in the air. Like, you didn't have any extra airtime on that ult either, so it's just kind of unlucky. Because I can't say that you were wrong for trying to press the Rhine. He was one hit. For Lucio, maybe like 2 or 3, but you know, he was worth pursuing. Oof. Let's see. That death could have been avoided. It's unfortunate that nobody helped you here. Like right here, you get off that speed song, you try to heal yourself. Alright. Let's watch this one more time. Now, I agree, you probably thought, like, why is my team not keeping me up here? But right here, I would have just tried to get out. You've got people around you to help. Make yourself a hard target. He's already on top of you. He's already shocking you. Just get out. And if you don't get out, and he just keeps following you back that way, then you're making him overextend, and then he's going to die. And then it's an even fight again. But instead, you kind of just stay there hoping, okay, maybe they'll kill him before they kill you. Had you have just backed out right then and there, he probably would have died and you would have stayed alive. So it is an even. Well, now you guys are up one. Yep, Genji ults. Ryan got the kill, so now you're down one. At this point, you guys should be getting out. Now you're feeding. As soon as you saw your Ryan and McCree die, should have just gotten out, or not even go in. At least you got out though without dying. Now you should be going back to taxi. Okay, you're doing that.
Enemy in my sight. 60 seconds remaining.
It's Genji top left.
He's one up
Should
there.
be speeding right now. Could have got a punch in on the Winston. Not that it would have mattered too much, but you know, a little extra damage. Look to punch a little bit more.
Missed the headshot on him.
You're only healing one or speeding one person right now. You're pressing a Ryan that doesn't need to be pressed. He's full health. You should be playing back more with your team. You're overextending yourself right here.
Missed the headshot on him.
Play those lamps more in a situation like this. In this situation, you should be living right in this area with occasionally going either that way or that way, just kind of depending on what your team is doing and how the fight goes. But live in that area because this gives you a lot of escapability right here with wall riding. You know, you can swing around these lamps. You can kind of dive down here and shoot yourself back up. You can wall ride up here and get yourself to the high ground if you need to. But where you're at, you put yourself in one spot. Most of your team's not even in that spot, and you can't really go anywhere. You just can't do much over there. And then you gave Ryan a easy hammer down target. And they...
cursory evaluation indicates time's running out.
Between that and the McCree won the fight. You guys got one more opportunity here.
Alright, last push. Let's do it.
You should be on speed. Nice. Yep, now go heal. Okay, pretty good beat. Pretty good.
Genji down.
Okay, good punch. Should have won to speed a little faster to get that punch, but you had the right idea. Again, wall ride. Try to, after that punch... Let's go back.
Genji down.
Okay. You see the Winston's about to dive you. So what do you try to do here? I'll tell you exactly what I would have done. Soon as the Winston tries to dive me, yeah, okay, you boop him, which is good. But now you should be trying to look for an exit strategy so that you can live longer. Your whole point as Lucio is to exist. Not to fight Winstons that are diving you. So you boop him and then you put on speed and you wall ride. Wall ride gives you speed boosts beyond what your speed song gives you. Get out of his way. Live. Make him hunt you down. Don't just stand there and let him shock you. You're not doing everything you can to just live.
Well, you freaking did it.
Score 2-2. Switching sides.
5 minutes for them, 0 for you. Good luck.
Select your hero.
Bit of an uphill battle, but we can do this.
I would definitely recommend cheesing. You need a shield And I would probably run Mercy for the res. I'd probably run May. If the guy's decent at Torb, Torb can be really good here. But you're going to need the shield, you're going to need creative turret spots. Hammond's good for, you know, contesting. Roadhog can be good for contesting, but you're still going to need a shield. The McCree, maybe look at having him play a shield tank. Orisa, maybe? Just because you're not going to really have much for hit scan if they run a Pharah or a Widow or something more longer range, so an Orisa might be good here. But not having a shield is probably going to be the detriment of your defense. Even a Mei Icewall could do wonders here. But it's like you guys already have to hide, and you're not holding the choke. There's no incentive for them to not. Yeah, see, alright. This is exactly what I was talking about at the very beginning. I didn't know that this was even going to happen, but look at this. Remember what I said about the sim turret spots? Let's go back a few frames. Okay, see how when somebody comes through, when they do that sim telly strat, everybody's bunched up. So if you start sim turrets like right here, they're all getting shocked immediately. And usually the first person to take the telly is going to be the Symmetra, usually. Most likely are going to kill her when that happens, and then it's an easy pick and you're already up one. If you're Torb and you want to be careful about that, then you got to put the turret like right here, maybe right here, but that leaves it open to other areas. I usually put it right there. So just throwing that out there. It's nothing about your Lucio play, but just for anybody watching. You should be wall riding. Okay, you're not really wall riding, and now you're dead. You're making yourself a very easy and hittable target as Lucio. There he goes. I was about to say he's doing the same thing. Yeah, you okay, there you go. You gotta practice wall riding. You could have been back a lot faster. Probably wouldn't have changed the course of that overtime, but you could have still gotten back faster. And you could have just made yourself harder to hit and contested longer. But honestly, that overtime, it wasn't realistically going to go in your favor. Not that it couldn't have, but I don't know. With that team comp, good luck. You needed a shield, and that's, you know, kind of just unlucky, I guess. But yeah, the things I would really be focused on if I were you, you gotta wall ride more. Survive, be a little bit more survivable. Know when to get out and just try to live. Be harder to kill, harder to hit. If somebody's really going to be stuck on you like a Winston, just lure him to overextend. Get out of know when to get out of situations. Switch songs. Kind of flip back and forth a little bit more. I can definitely tell you're conscious of it, but I think you kind of get distracted with some other stuff going on and you don't swipe back and forth quite as much as you maybe should. And then for punch, you should be punching more when you I'm trying to think of a time or two where you could have gotten some punches. I know I called out one. The Zen, what you let the Zen go when you were attacking the second point, you could have sped into the Zen and just punched him if you didn't have ammo. That was a Zen that should have died there, and he should have died to you, and you let him go. And then you just went in and died on your own anyway. That would have been at least one example where you could have just been punching him to death. And then just general positioning. I'm just going to do POS there. That's for positioning. Put yourself in a position to wall ride more. And that kind of goes into surviving and wall riding too. I guess these all kind of go hand in hand with each other, but your positioning, making sure that in your circle, you're in the back of your mind, you should be trying to average 3 people in your circle most of the time. Now, granted, I wasn't studying that as much as maybe I could have, but if anything, you were probably averaging 2 people in your circle most of the time. At least that's kind of the vibe I got from watching that game. That might not be accurate, but that's kind of the vibe I got after watching it. So if I were you, I'd try to focus a little bit more on keeping people in your circle, knowing who needs the healing and when you should be giving it versus when you should be backing out. Like the Hammond on attack on the first point, needing you to be there rather than healing a 100% Ana and Roadhog. That's one example that I can think of where it might be worth losing more people in your circle to heal the person that needs it. But yeah, I think if you work on those things, you'd definitely be low to mid diamond easy. So hopefully you find that helpful.